What's up, guys? Doing an after hours stream. I feel like it. Going to be reviewing my advancing playoff best ball teams. Let's do it. All right, as we said, going to be checking out my advancing playoff teams. Really, who knows where we could go with this stream. If you have best ball questions, let me know. While you're at it, maybe click that subscribe button. Hit the like button too. Helps me out. Good night. Great night. Not like good night, like go to bed, but I advanced the team with 5 active players. The rest are Chiefs. Way to go, Blake. Gonna be taking a look at my teams here. Let me refresh Underdog. It's acting a little weird right now for me. Only did teams on Underdog Fantasy.com. Promo code Cheslium can get you up and running there. I will have that video this week reviewing how I won $300,000 in best ball for the 2022 season after winning $1,001,000. Hey, man, I'm here for it. All right. Let's start with the Big Mitten. I did 5 teams, as you can see. The Big Mitten was a $250 entry with $40K to first. I personally do not think I'm going to be doing any more playoff drafts. I'm not going to be here for, let's take a look at what they are before we look at these teams. The Gauntlet returns, the Big Mitten returns, but they're in the lobby, If you like hockey, if you like football, if you like baseball, I know there's people grinding baseball. Shout out the Badge Bros. You can use promo code Cheslium for a $100 deposit match, but enough of that. I don't think I'll be doing more of these tournaments. The Big Mitten is tempting because it is the same tournament, 40K to first. The Gauntlet returns, though, it's down to 75K, and I drafted a lot, so we're going to chill and enjoy the playoffs. But let's take a look at these squads. So in the Big Mitten, I advanced 2 out of 5. That's pretty solid. The advance rates were 1 out of 6. One of my favorite teams is one of these teams. Let's take a look. It's not this one. This team is playing for a Jacksonville versus Niners versus the Cowboys versus the Giants. Ideally versus the Giants or the Niners, though, it appears. Because it's got Trevor, Ingram, and Zay. It's got a full 10 out of 10 players in this round, but it would only be live with, because you need to field a quarterback, you need to field a running back, you need to field a flex position, and 2 wide receivers. So 5 total players. So we would be live in a Super Bowl with Jack's Giants. Obviously, that's the least likely Super Bowl at this point, if you believe Vegas, or Jack's Niners. So that team's all right. It's in there. And the Big Mitten, it's only it's not that big a tournament. Where had Peter Jennings on the channel. I believe he said he won last year with 4 players active or something. This next team, I think, is the only Bills-Eagles Super Bowl I advanced, which is kind of ironic because I did a lot of Bills-Eagles teams. However, Don't shoot yourself in the foot if you didn't advance a lot. Don't go for a victory lap quite yet if you did advance a lot. Because you could do different things to hurt or help your advance rate. First, let's take a look at the team. This is a Josh Allen versus Eagles, or Josh Allen versus the Giants, with two Dallas pass catchers in Devonta and Goddard, with Gabe and McKenzie and Cook for the Bills. Also has the Barkley Hodgins. So if the Bills win, it will have either the Eagles or the Giants. So it will have a running back and wide receivers. Obviously, the Eagles are a little bit more ideal. Circling back on what I was saying, where there's different things you could have done to hurt or help your advance rate. Obviously, if you built teams trying to do Eagles, Chiefs, it was harder to advance those teams with 5 players. I personally did not try to build many teams like that because I personally do not think the Chiefs are going to make the Super Bowl. Could they make the Super Bowl? Of course they could. To me, though, they are just not a complete team compared to some of the other teams out there because their defense sucks. So, does it really matter that much? No, but I just didn't build that many Philly, Kansas City ones. But I did build one in the Gauntlet 2, 200K to first, which I did do 82 teams. So didn't max it, did 82. I was like, I'm done after this. And this one is live if it is Kansas City versus Eagles, where it's got Hurts, it's got McKinnon, it's got Barkley as well. It's just a one-off. It's got A.J. Brown, it's got Devonta Smith, and it's got Tony. And then since I had 5 Kansas City Philly players, my one-offs were essentially the nuts, where I just did a unstacked Trevor, random Barkley, random Hawkinson, so the Barkley Hawkinson mini, and random Mike Evans, where and DK Metcalf, of course. So got the points from really all those players to allow me to advance. And this will be, if it is Eagles, Chiefs, and those players score a lot of points, well, then this will be one of the few teams to advance 5 out of 5 in the Super Bowl. Paul's saying he's got a few good Bills Cowboys teams. Yeah, I would guess that's one of the chalkier teams that you could easily advance. So you may think you have a great Bills Cowboys team, but that to me is one of the Super Bowls where if you don't have the T.Y. Hiltons, if you don't have the Shakirs, the Cole Beasleys, the Quentin Morrises of the world, well, then you're drawing thin to solo ship the tournament because everyone will be able to advance a Dak, Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, Pollard, Gabe Davis, Knox, James, like that combo is very common. So there are different, and if you guys notice, I didn't do too many playoff streams. The reason is because unlike the regular season where, it's a pipe dream of winning Best Ball Mania 4, I don't really care about what I perceive giving off sharp information for these lotto fields. But the playoffs, if I'm doing something unique and the field's not doing my strategy, I don't want a bunch of people to start doing my strategy because now I need to do a different strategy if I want to try to win this contest. So now that it's over, though, I don't mind sharing, remember this for next year. But some of the things I did, for example, with Buffalo is I added a lot. Yeah, as Neil, shout out Neil. Neil's always grinding his teams, doing graphs and shit on Excel. So if you're someone who likes the nitty gritty data, look out for Neil. Shout out to Neil. He's a best ball grinder. But for me, my Buffalo teams and why I think I only advanced one Josh Allen team, unfortunately, is unlike my Big Mitten, where I really wanted to advance, and I should have built way more teams like this team, which was, basically it was a 1, 2, 3, 4 Bills, and then it had a 3 and a 2 and a 1. One of them being a game stack. But, where most of my Bills teams, I added a lot of Shakir. I added a lot of Cole Beasley. I added a lot. I did some Quentin Morris out there. The reason being is if the Bills make the Super Bowl and they score a lot of points, I have John Brown's. I wanted to have unique pieces in the Super Bowl matchup so that, who knows? It could be a John Brown 10-yard catch, and now you are 20 points ahead of or 1.5 points ahead of the whole field, and you're solo shipping 200K, and everyone else is chopping up $1,000 because they all tied for second through whatever. So that's how I attacked a lot of my teams. Should I have done that for everyone? Maybe not. But what that meant is instead of getting the DK Metcalf one-offs, the Hawkinson one-offs, which this is, I believe, my only Josh Allen team in the Gauntlet too. I am advancing, let's see, of the 82, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, which is a little bit above expectation, I believe. 18.2%. 1 out of 6 is is normal, so that'd be 16.67. Every single team of mine is live. The teams I didn't name are a little bit less live. I named these after the fact, not I named these this morning, not like as I drafted them. So let's look at the Josh Allen team though. Looks like it's live for, I got Nyheim Hines. Is Nyheim Hines going to be a heavily rostered player? No. But if a kickoff return touchdown happens in the Super Bowl, now, again, I've separated from the field. So it's really hard to say what's optimal to do. I personally don't have a problem with playoff best ball, especially going all in on a team. I'm a Bills fan, and I think they're just the best team. So I went all in on the Bills when I could. And I took a strategy of trying to add a bunch of weird Bills players where it's really not clear. And I didn't think the field, like I knew McKenzie pulled his hamstring on like Tuesday or something, essentially immediately. So I started drafting a lot of Beasley, a lot of John Brown, a lot of Shakir. I think I ended up with like 20% Shakir, who, hey, these games were like Dawson Knox got a touchdown pulled back. Shakir could have had like a 50-yard bomb, but hey, it is what it is. So I don't think it's wrong what I did. It just didn't work, And so important to think through your strategies if you're actually trying to think through these contests and win and not just clicking buttons, which some people are not. Some people just don't know the rules. Like, guys, this is what you should start every single best ball thing. Click the fucking info button and click the all rules tab and read them, because the amount of people that did like a mitten and where it was 2 out of 6 advances and probably just assumed the gauntlet was the same thing and did like 5 gauntlets or whatever is very high. So look, if you're being lazy, sucks for you. Don't be. Anyway, so this is a Josh Allen versus Niners, or Josh Allen or basically Bills versus Dallas, Bills versus Niners. Don't have the strongest Niners pieces. Like, we got Debo, but we got Mitchell Debo. We do have Shakir though, and McKenzie, which I would guess McKenzie's kind of a harder guy to advance. I still drafted him even knowing he was going to be inactive because I think he'll see the field once he's healthy. This team, I believe, this is my only Bengals team. Is a Burrow, Mixon. So this is live for Bengals. Bengals are a team I approached like the Bills too, where it was really easy to get all the Bengals key pieces together. Like, you could get Burrow, Mixon, Chase, Higgins teams very often. And so it's a team that I did a lot more P. Ryans, a lot more Hayden Hurst, a lot more Trent Irwins on them. They're not quite like the Bills though, where the Bills are legitimately trotting out. Like, I tweeted this out. There was one drive in the Bills-Dolphins game where these were the offensive skill players on the field. Knox, and then the other pass catchers were Hines, Beasley, and Shakir. So literally no Gabe Davis, no Stephon Diggs, those guys. No James Cook, no Singletary. It was Hines, Shakir, Beasley, and Dawson Knox, which is just funny. So anyways, this one, thinly alive for Dallas. Let's take a look at some of the other ones. 49ers Buffalo. This is going to be a rather chalky one, but what's nice about this one is if it does end up being 49ers Buffalo is I got a full 10 where I got Beasley, I got Shakir. So really this is like handcuffing the slot, aka anyone but McKenzie. You got Debo and Kittle, you got Knox, you got Mitchell, you got Singletary, you got Cook, you got McCaffrey, and you got Purdy. This is going to be a rather unique team where most people just don't do a full Super Bowl in the Gauntlet 2. And what's wacky about these playoff contests is there are many iterations where no one is fielding a full 5-man roster come the Super Bowl. For example, maybe, like, let's say this happens. Let's say the Bills make the Super Bowl, but this is how it happens. Like 3 Hines kickoff return touchdowns, 2 defensive return touchdowns over the next couple of games, and then just like no offensive touchdowns. Like you just get a bunch of, and then the losing team, like the Bengals score a shitload of points, they lose because the Bills beat them on kickoff return and punt return touchdowns and defensive touchdowns. All of a sudden, you got the Bills advancing, but their players didn't score any points, and everyone's advancing these Bengals players because they have them and they scored well. But, like fluky shit like that can happen in these Super Bowl brackets, making things that we just don't really think through that could happen. Same with, the most easiest one to imagine is like a Philadelphia, Kansas City Super Bowl where it's just impossible to field a roster of 5 in the Super Bowl. So that's exciting. Let's take a look at this one. This one is Dallas versus Buffalo and Kansas City. We got Prescott, Pollard, Pacheco, Diggs, Kittle, Davis, Tony. So we got 2 Chiefs. And then we just grabbed all of the Dallas pass catchers other than CeeDee Lamb. So this is a pretty fun one. Obviously, in hindsight, you'd rather Kittle be CeeDee Lamb. I think I was setting up a 49er stack when I grabbed Kittle here. Usually I grab Debo, but I was like, well, I'll grab Kittle for this one. But what's a totally plausible thing is like CeeDee Lamb scores 0, Kittle scores 30 in a loss. Now you need Kittle to advance. I'm able to advance because whatever, T.Y. Hilton scores a touchdown or something. So weird shit like that can happen. Cole Beasley revenge game. Shout out. Yep. Gabe Davis's 4 touchdown game. Yeah, like I made money in playoff best ball last year. I can show you guys those results where didn't get a single team to the Super Bowl. And the reason I made money is I just drafted all Bills players. I advanced both my big mittens. I advanced a ton of my gauntlets, but I had all the Bills. So like if the Bills win that game, like, yeah, maybe I'm winning the gauntlet. And it was 200K, but they lost. So all of a sudden, all these teams were dead. Enough about last year, though. Let's take a look at some of these other teams, give you guys some roster porn. So this looks like a 49ers Giants. If you guys take a look at my naming nomenclatures, the Dow means I have that quarterback, and then the dash means like those skill position players. So in this case, I have Brock and Daniel and Buffalo skill position players. So this is a pretty fun one because you got Jones and Hodgins doesn't have Barkley, so obviously very thin if the Giants do make the Super Bowl. But then you got Purdy, James Cook, Mitchell, Diggs, Debo, Davis, Knox, McKenzie. So a bunch of Bills, 4 Bills, 2 who didn't score that much. It was just a really high scoring round of the playoffs, which was a bummer, like of course I just super stacked the Bills in DFS. I was like winning the tournaments until obviously the other explosions happened. Looks like this one's a Jacksonville one, which it's just like if this is Jacksonville 49ers, looks like we got a pretty nutted team. And then what's nice about this one is if Jacksonville beats the Chiefs, which I give Jacksonville a solid chance to do that. Like they got a good offense, they got a bad defense. So do the Chiefs. Obviously Patrick Mahomes is better, but Jacksonville probably has the better skill position group other than Kelsey. But what's nice about this one is Bills win, Jacksonville wins. Well, now I have a full conference championship 2 where I got Diggs and Cook still contributing. And then obviously would need the Niners to make the Super Bowl. This one I didn't name, meaning it's live for Super Bowl, but it's not that good. And let's look at why. So it's a Purdy and Bills, but it's only got Diggs, Debo, Ayuk, Singletary, Purdy. So it's like it only has 5 players left and a bunch of dead. So, hey, could this one win? Sure, but doesn't feel likely. This one in the Gauntlet 2 is Dallas, Buffalo, Cincinnati. Mainly Buffalo, though. Only Cincinnati player is Chase. So, obviously Chase in a one-off would help this team. Looks like we're rocking CD, Schultz, and Pollard. And then on the Bill side, we got Cook, we got Davis, we got Knox, we got Shakir, and we got John Brown, John Brown's ADOT was like 45 yards. So I ended up drafting a little bit more Beasley, but just because I was more confident he would play. But I did want to do a solid amount of John Brown because John Brown doesn't need to play that much to contribute in half-point PPR. And he legitimately might be the fastest wide receiver the Bills have. If it's not Diggs, it might be John Brown. Although Shakir could start getting some of those reps. Let's look at this. This one is 49ers and just a bunch of one-offs. It's got 2 Bills players. It's got Shakir and James Cook. It's got the full 49ers squad. So it's got Purdy, McCaffrey, Mitchell, Debo, Kittle, and Ayuk. So everyone you could want on the Niners side. And then we would be live for Bills with Cook, Shakir. We'd be live with the Bengals with just Hurts. We'd be live with the Chiefs with just Tony. Probably, Bills obviously the best outcome, unless but Tony, Tony's a solid one-off. I think Tony will turn it on here. Let's take a look at the Gauntlet 1 teams. Don't think we're going to be going on too long, guys. Just because there's not a lot to talk about. We'll debrief the games real quick, I guess. The Gauntlet 1, I did 46 teams. We're advancing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 of 46. Call that 24%, about 8% above expectation. This one is only alive for Giants Buffalo. So we got the full Giants squad with Jones, Barkley, and this one has Hodgins. One of my teams has Slayton. I was always Hodgins over Slayton. But one team I got sniped on Hodgins, so I had to have Slayton on one. And then on the Bills side, we have Cook, Diggs, Davis. The only dead spot is Metcalf, and then McCaffrey and Debo. The ideal scenario for this team is Giants win, 49ers win, 49ers lose to the Giants in the conference championship. This one looks like Dallas Buffalo. So we got Prescott, Pollard, Elliott, Cook, a dead Dobbins, Diggs, Lamb, Schultz, McKenzie, a dead Likely. So pretty solid. This one is similar, except it's got Dak, Zeke, Cook, Diggs, Lamb, Davis, Schultz, Gallup. So a little bit more wide receivers here, but it's got Elliott over Pollard, and that feels bad. But James Cook, I think, will do it. Let's just peek at these teams. This one is Jacksonville. It's a meh team. This team is live for a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl, actually. So one of the few Hurts teams I got through where Quentin Morris, not many people clicked Quentin Morris. And, obviously the best case for Quentin Morris is like Knox gets hurt, but he also plays a pretty high clip of snaps. And I mean, he only has one touchdown on the year, but hey, it could happen. So it's got Hurts and Dak, Cook and Pacheco, Diggs, Devonta, Schultz, McKenzie, and Quentin Morris. Shout out Quentin Morris. What's up, Steph? Good evening to you. This team is a Dak, Pollard, Zeke, Chase, Lamb, Schultz. So really just a bunch of Dallas guys and technically one Cincinnati piece. This team, we got Dak, Pollard, McKinnon, Cook, Diggs, Schultz, Ty. So not a great team. Remember the Gauntlet 1, we thought the Bills would get the bye. So probably to McKinnon as a one-off there. So we got a Purdy, McCaffrey, Cook, Davis, Debo, Kittle team. The 49ers pieces were just cheap back then. Let's take a look. Oh, this doesn't pop up for you guys, so I won't take a look. I think I skipped one. Shout out Lions. I was doing a lot of Lions pieces who got robbed. I did a lot more one quarterback teams. The only ones where I did two were if I did a bye quarterback or occasionally some of the like Trevors and Daniel Jones. Did you do any entries for the Gauntlet return? No. I think I said at the beginning, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more drafts. Although maybe I should because everyone's going to start drafting the Chiefs and I want to draft the Bills anyway. So uh-oh, Neil. Am I fudding your bags? This is a Dak, Cook, Diggs, Davis, Schultz, Knox team. Yeah, Knox was like free back then. This is a Hurts, Prescott, Mixon, Cook, Lamb, Higgins, Schultz, Knox, Quez, Watkins, shout out, and Tyler Boyd. So this one's live for nothing on. Well, let's see if it's Bills. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, it's only live for 5 if it's Eagles, Cincinnati, Dallas, and either Bills or Cincinnati is live for 5. But it's not Eagles, Buffalo. I'm only rocking Hurts, Cook, Knox, Quez, Watkins for the Super Bowl. Then this team is a Dak, Pollard, Joe Mixon, Pacheco, Diggs, Gallup, Schultz, Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst, and Justin Watson. So it looks like this one is mainly a Cincinnati team, which when I was locked out of the Bills, I think I just did Cincinnati. Protect a little bit of emotional insurance. Yeah, towards the end, it was weird. People were just out of Dallas, and like, it just blew my mind that, like, I put this tweet out where, I mean, Tampa sucked all fucking year, and Dallas has been good all year. And because Dallas lost to like Washington, I guess people just really outweighed that. So just a little reminder to people who gamble that like people are extremely results oriented. So are betting markets. The amount of people who literally think this is analysis you should gamble on. The Cowboys will always choke in the playoffs. It's the Cowboys. The fuck are you talking about? You're talking about teams from the 1990s as like predictive. I used to hear this a lot with Buffalo. Like when Buffalo 2 or 3 years ago, before everyone was hip that the Bills are good, they're like, "Oh, it's the Bills. The Bills are going to lose." It and it's like, what are you talking about? Like so there was a lot of analysis that just ignored how talented the two teams were. And Dallas has a very complete roster, elite defense, good offense. Dak's been good. He's thrown like picks on he's thrown some picks on like some like on like third and 20s and shit like that, which did not really matter. And so I was just shocked that the line was 3. I literally thought the line should be 10 on Dallas's side. Yeah, like this. Like, remember, it's Tom Brady. Okay. Like the only thing that I thought was a little bit of credence, and barely though, was that Tom has very evidently been afraid of being hit, frankly, this whole year. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe he'll hang in the pocket and just be willing to be hit because it's the playoffs. Like maybe he was saving his body for the playoffs. But I mean, that Tampa roster just sucks. They're old as hell. Uh, you know, they got like a couple of pieces. Like Mike Evans is not who Mike Evans was. Godwin is still probably not a hundo, and not really like, I don't know. Godwin's not in the discussion of like a Jamar Chase, like someone who can go win a game. And so it was just, it was nonsense. How much like narrative betting people do. Like another example where I was flabbergasted by the line, and I've been annoyed. I live in Florida for these times, is the time that last year when the Bills lost to the Patriots in a hurricane, and then the Patriots were favorites next time they played. I was like, the hell is this? The Bills should be like, 10 to 15-point favorites, literally. Uh, and, the Bills blew them out of the water, of course, because they didn't play in a fucking hurricane, and they're a much more talented team. So, and there's some fan bases that will just keep lines close. Patriots, definitely one of those fan bases. Tom Brady fanboys, definitely one of those teams. So, um, just something to look out for when people are spouting things that literally have 0% to do with how talented the two football teams are or how good the players are, to not buy into that at all. Could the Bucks have won? Of course they could have won, but I think it should have been a 10-point line, if not a little higher on Dallas's side. Like I tweeted out Dallas by 20 just because I literally didn't see how they could win, but it's what it is. And I put out I tweeted out that the narrative thing, and people were like, "Game's not over, bro. Game's not over." Give me a break. So anyways, that's a peek at my playoff teams. Didn't do any mittens or whatever all you cool kids are doing. Well, yeah, I mean, Vegas typically is trying to, like Vegas is typically trying to do what's right, not what, like, it's a little misnomer that they're trying to just like get 50% of action on both sides. However, you probably have some rich whales or people who made a lot of money in the past betting on Brady, who evened it out, where if there was some sharps pounding the Cowboys, you probably had some donkeys putting big wagers on the Bucks who were using that logic. And I it's not logic. It's just you saying shit. So yeah, I mean, that's the look at the Gauntlet, the big mittens I did. Let's take a look at the playoff teams. Let's fill out a bracket. How do we fill that out? Playoff bracket. I'm gonna tell you guys who's gonna win the Super Bowl. Not financial advice, but consider mortgaging your house. I'm totally joking. Do not do that. Full outable NFL playoff bracket. Let's try that. No spoilers, Neil. I mean, and we're not going to just click buttons here. We're going to give you reasons why these teams are winning. And there are, sorry guys, I don't know if that came through. For sports betting, what's up? Raise it. We're doing that now. For sports betting, there's the way I think I'm a profitable sports bettor is definitely not betting every single game. It's picking off a couple lines that I think are egregious. For example, one I would not have bet because I had a hard time seeing how it come out is Chargers Jacksonville. I thought that one was a pure toss-up. So let's pull up the lines first and then check out this bracket. Some live reactions. I don't know what these opened up to take a look. Opening. I don't know what's going on with my computer or something. My camera keeps cutting out. Let me know if that's happening on your guys' end. Hey, if you guys enjoy this content, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. The Giants are 7.5 dogs at the Eagles. Jesus Christ, what's going on with my computer here? The Bengals are 5-point dogs. That's been bet up. I believe that opened at Bills -3.5. Cowboys are 3.5-point dogs. Which I saw some chatter that people are surprised by that. I think that's right. That it's that close. Can we fill this out? This is why it's awful. The NFL.com is trying to play me. Are y'all hearing me? Am I still streaming? I don't even know. I think I need to reset my computer, but we're going to push through. Well, sorry that shit's happening, guys. I think I need to reset my laptop, but sorry. This is awful. If you guys got a link for fill outable NFL bracket, I do not want to print this. Oh, I think it's because I'm playing my Twitch in the background too. Shout out Twitch fam, of which there are 18 of you. Very exclusive club. Okay, 538. Come on now. I ain't trying to read about this. Do not make me open Paint. I will do it. I'll open Paint and hand draw this. All right, we're doing it. Shout out Microsoft Paint. I make a lot of my thumbnails there. All right, let's get this open, guys. This is how the sausage is made. What? This ain't sharing. Share screen. Share paint. You guys seeing this? Can y'all see/hear me? This is awful. Amateur hour here, guys. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, I just don't have internet after. You see purple? I see purple too. Why is that? Let's try this. Instead of doing window, let's do let's try this again. We're gonna get this, guys. You can see me, right? Just not the screen I'm sharing. All right, let's try this. Okay. Bum 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 da bum 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 da bum 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 da na 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 na. Okay, we're making our bracket. Do 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 do. Oh, that line's not good, but we're trucking through. Do 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 do, and then it would go to some lines like this for the advancing teams. This is good fucking content, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Do 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 do, and then we got here for the Super Bowl teams. All right, I do not think anyone could draw that better. Now let's get some logos on the screen here. No, that line is supposed to remain black. So let's undo that. Oh God, I've got to draw it again. Okay, so done. All right, our first game is a Jaguar. Let's get a Jaguar on the screen. No problem. I went to a liberal arts college. So we got a little Jaguar. We got to give it some legs. Fun fact, when I was I don't know, in like second grade or something, oh, come on now. Stop trying to change the colors of my lines. It's going to be a long segment if you guys haven't figured this out. When I was in, oh, come on now. We got to move everything down. Moving everything down so that we can draw. Oh no, the Jaguars. The top of the Jaguar here. Kobe, we will not be getting into the nitty gritty for a while. We are making the mascots of the teams to give a perfect visual representation. Anyway, so yeah, when I was in what's it called? Second grade, I wrote a poem about a cheetah like killing a zebra or something. And some dude was like moved by it and and asked to purchase it, which I thought was funny. Okay, that's our Jaguar. The Chiefs will just, I don't really know how to do a Chief. So, of course. Easy, guys. We'll just do an arrow. That one's easy. It's the Chiefs, right? Help me out with this logos. And now we got to get a Bengal versus a Buffalo. So we'll give it some stripes. We'll give it a tail. We'll give it a head. I think I'm gonna make this my thumbnail. So this is a 2-in-1 right here. Free top G. What's that mean, my man? There you go. This is a lion. I mean a tiger. And then a buffalo. Buffalo's a little bit more brawlic of an animal. So this is how the sausage is made, guys. Buffaloes are fucking huge. If this is the content you like, make sure to like and subscribe. All right, so I think we've figured out our animals. And let's just give him some blue and red stripes just, to signify this is a buffalo. Go Bills. There we go. That's good enough. So, what are you guys talking strategy, whatnot? We had to make the mascots. Okay, let's go. Bengals versus Bills first. The Bills are going to be winning this game, and the reason is not only are they a better team. We're going to shrink you down, bud. It's a cute little buffalo. Not only are they a better team, but the Bengals are without a couple of linemen now. Like the Bills, yeah, they don't have Von Miller, but they're going to get James Cook going. They're at home. The Bengals were honestly lucky to beat the Ravens. And, although Chase and Higgins, a scary top 2 duo, the Bills, Trey White's getting healthy. And I just see Josh Allen going crazy if he needs to on this. What are you guys? We're talking about the teams that are going to win. What are you guys talking about right now? I don't know. Anyways, I got Bills over Bengals there. Now, the Jags versus the Chiefs is a tough one. Appreciate you, man. Because, honestly, I think the Chiefs without Pat Mahomes are a little overrated as a team unless Kadarius Toney is going to be unlocked, in which case now they actually have legit weapons because Juju sucks. MVS sucks. Kelsey is good but old. And their defense is not good other than like Chandler Jones, who is a very good D lineman. On the Jag side, Trevor Lawrence looks great. All the pass catchers, I don't think they have any piece as good as Kelsey. However, Kirk, Zay, Ingram is probably better than all the other Chiefs guys. Again, the Chiefs defense sucks. So in an upset, we are going with the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Chiefs. So let's advance our little jag there. And then yeah, two good coaches there. Chris Jones, what did I say? Did I say Chandler Jones or something? It's late, guys. And then, the Jags, great run. You made the conference championship, but it's the Bills' time. So we will have the Buffalo Bills representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. If it is the Chiefs, well, then I also have the Bills over the Chiefs, who people forget that the Bills should have blown them out in Arrowhead the first time they played. So there we go. All right. Now we got to get, oh, God, an Eagle. Eagle's going to be tough. You know what's going to be funnier, actually, is if I just find really solid. I'm going to find actual solid things for the NFC for some reason. Okay. So the AFC will be hand-drawn, and the NFC, we're going with actual pictures. I don't know, man, because I just think that Brand Staley's a little broken right now. Who's our favorite Giant, guys, to use as this picture here? Let's go with this. You don't get this content anywhere else, people. All right. We got the Giants versus the Eagles. And let's move this bracket a little bit down. Give us room here. And who are other teams playing? We got what is a 49er? Seriously, what is a 49er? Oh, okay. Yeah. Gold Rush dudes. Okay. Gold Rush dudes. Perfect. We got that's actually confusing. They look like Cowboys, so we got to find a better one there. Gold Rush 1800s. Let's try that. Oh yeah, this is good shit. Okay. Got the 49er and a Cowboy. So hang with me. These pictures of Cowboys are all terrible. We'll go with John Wayne. Okay. that would have been good. That would have been good. Do something panning for gold. That's what we got here. That's what we got, right? A gold miner star. Yeah, we got that now. Okay, so we'll go Cowboys at Niners first. And, put out a tweet the other day. These are the defenses that Brock Purdy has beat up on. Seattle twice. The Cardinals. The Raiders. They also beat up on Washington, which is, I think, the best defense they faced. Tampa, who sucks as well. And Miami, which is closer to being bad than it is being good. Like, Miami has some good pieces for sure, but overall not that good. So we've not seen Purdy, like I do think Purdy is better than Jimmy G, but we have the Cowboys advancing over the um over the 49ers, which it's going to be on the back of their defense, and their offense is good. Both of these are very two complete teams, which I like the Niners' chance to make the Super Bowl. I like the Cowboys' chance to make the Super Bowl. Two good teams, so this is going to be a great game. Really not going to be surprised if either team loses by 10 plus, but we're going with the Cowboys in our bracket. And then now you got the Eagles versus the Giants. And this is a tough one because you could easily see, hey, the Giants almost just won with their backups. Now they got their starters going. They got everything going. However, if Hurts is healthy, then we have the Eagles advancing. The Giants run the highest percentage of man defense in the NFL. Don't fact check me on that because I don't know if it's true 100%, but they run a lot of man defense. And if there's one defense or one player in the NFL you do not want to run man defense against, it is A.J. Brown, who is a grown-ass man. Bringing me to Eagles versus Cowboys. Who's going to win? I will tell you. So, the Eagles or the Cowboys. Now, Jesus, Bob, bro. Bob, I've seen you get banned for your negativity. You're on thin ice. I'm going to give you one chance. I'm a good vibes person. If you, Bop, want to be a part of this community, I'm going to let you walk it back. You don't need to apologize to me. I don't need that from you. I understand your mental health's probably low. A lot of people out there with low mental health. It's a tough time. But hey, man, it's not that hard to be positive. So if you're going to be a negative Nancy, we are going to flick you away. Goodbye, bug. But I'm a big person. I'm going to let you know, I was a teacher of elementary students. Clearly didn't get enough hugs or something. So I'm going to let you try to hang around. This man is known for negativity. Bob, this is art. Go to a museum. See, I'm glad that people got my back, because Jesus, Bob, we got to read this out. This is so bad. Get a graphics guy if you want to actually be somebody, scrub. Truly insulting level of effort for your audience if you had one. First off, Bob, I only have an audience because I've won a lot of money playing fantasy football. So my job is to gamble. This obviously is fun, and I'm happy that people are having fun with me. But Bob, again, there's no more warnings, all right? If you're going to be a little negative Nancy, we're just going to flick you like a bug. Goodbye. Thank you. Anyways, so the Eagles versus the Cowboys. Man, that's funny shit. This is two very complete teams. I said in the offseason that, as soon as the Eagles got James Bradbury from the Giants, that they're just very complete. And we hope Jalen Hurts is healthy. I'm going to go with the Eagles. They are unstoppable when things are going their way. They really honestly have not played that much tough competition this year, which is a little bit of a negative for them where, you look at the Eagles schedule, they beat up on a bunch of shitty teams. That's not their fault. It's not their fault at all. But it's just the case. So this is going to be a test for them. Eagles versus Niners, Eagles versus Cowboys is the game I want. I'm a fan of the Giants. They've done good shit, but I'm not a fan of their team. But I wouldn't be upset if the Giants win. I don't really care who wins the NFC because that brings us to the Super Bowl, which we're gonna have to make this a little bit smaller here. Okay. How much? Let's do this. We're getting a little crowded here. So we are going to shift the NFC. And we might cut off some of the Eagles' wings. Now, Stephanie, don't turn it off just because I said the Cowboys are going to lose. Oh no. Oh no, not the buffalo's face. Some people would control Z that, not me. I'm doing surgery. Let's try this. Okay, good enough. Um, that brings me to the Super Bowl, which will be Eagles versus Bills. We got there in a bizarre fashion, but it is the chalk Super Bowl. And hey, Felipe, thanks a lot, man. That means a lot. And who knows, guys? Maybe I will step up my content game. Honestly, I'm just kind of cheap. I didn't feel like paying someone. Should I invest in myself a little bit better? Yeah, maybe I should. Uh, but I can give perspective on best ball that not a lot of people out there can. There's not a lot of people that put as much action into the game. And honestly, I've had my results. So appreciate you, Felipe. Anyways, Bills versus you too, Stephanie. Always ignore the haters. Thanks, Robert. Anyways, Bills versus Eagles will be the Super Bowl. I'm fucking excited for. I might even go to the Super Bowl. We got you can't draw up two better fan bases going at it. Bills Mafia, the Eagles Mafia, they're throwing snowballs at Santa or whatever they did. Okay, Bob. Goodbye. See ya, dude. Jeez, man. It's hard out there. Anyways, I got the Bills over the Eagles. We'll signify that with uh, a gold star. Just kind of like outlining them. And that's it, guys. That is how the playoffs are going to play out. It's not financial advice, it's just how I see it. We got only really one upset. I guess two upsets. We got Jags over Chiefs, and we got Cowboys over the Niners. And then it would be a chalky outcome. Bills over Bengals is the favorite. Obviously, Bills over Jacks would be favorite. The one thing I will say though is it would be a real that is so sad, Hope. I'm sorry that this guy is such a fucking loser that he's finding out your streams and trying to be negative. Like there's nothing worse than finding, people with small audiences and trying to tear them down. Like those are the exact people to uplift. Do not do that, Kobe's. Do not do that. Real animal matchup could be a long fight. Buffalo versus Eagle. Hey, it could be. You know, I could see Jacksonville for sure beating the Chiefs. Is it going to be shocking if they win? No. But it would be fun to have the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in Atlanta. Bills Chiefs. Like that would just be fun. Because that's essentially a mini Super Bowl where you have a dome environment between two of the best offenses in the NFL. And to me, the complete teams in the NFL are the Bills are a complete team. The Bengals are a complete team. However, the Bengals are limping into this spot. Like, could they win? Of course they could win, right? However, like the Bengals are just more injured than the other teams right now, unfortunately for them. Everyone's injured, but the Bengals had some injuries happen recently that just, it's hard to win with those. Anyways, Bills are complete, Bengals are complete, Eagles are complete, Cowboys are complete, 49ers are complete. The Giants are really well coached and do unique things. Their defense is meh. They do some unique things on defense differently than the NFL where they blitz a lot. The Jaguars are well coached, good offense, bad defense. The Chiefs are well coached, good offense, bad defense. But the Chiefs, I think, are in good position to be a very complete team soon with their extra first round pick for Tyreek and et cetera. And what the Chiefs have, which the Bills don't have, which kind of makes sense considering their quarterbacks, is the Chiefs have a elite O-line. and the Bills do not. Like the Bills have some good pieces, but it's basically Josh Allen dodging pressure all day and then throwing it deep. Bengals played against the best defense probably last week. I don't think the Ravens are the best defense. If it was best offense versus best defense in the Super Bowl, who would that be? Good question. The best offense, it's like Bills and Eagles and like just purely offense. I'm probably going. It's hard because like, are we taking quarterback out of the situation? Because to me, in the playoffs, Josh Allen can do things that just the other quarterbacks can't, which Mahomes can make throws that other people can't, but no one is like Josh Allen is Jalen Hurts running and Patrick Mahomes passing, that is, and he just doesn't run as much in the regular season because why would he? So Josh Allen is the best, I think, player in the NFL in the sense that come playoffs, he's very hard to stop. Defense is hard because when the Bills had Von Miller, they were very good. They do not, though. The Niners obviously have some great pieces. I'm not so sure about their secondary. I think the Eagles have the best defense in the playoffs left. They have very complete corners. They got good linebackers. They got great D-line, period. They got good safeties. So I think the Eagles have the best defense left. If the Bills get back Micah Hyde, which they will not for the Bengals game, but they would maybe for the conference championship, then that makes them a lot better. Because right now, it doesn't make them – I still don't think they're on the caliber with the Eagles. If they had Von Miller, maybe, but they don't. Because, remember, the Bills are trotting out their third string safety because DeMar Hamlin was their second string. So, yeah, I mean, I think the Cowboys have – and, I'm not going to claim I am a defense wizard. Like, I try to pay attention to defense, but obviously Micah Parsons is one of the best players on defense in the NFL, period. And they have Leighton Vander Esch back, which is important because he was injured. But I don't think like Trayvon Diggs is not in the same caliber as some of these corners. He's good. He's very instinctive, but he's not like a true shutdown. Almost no one is. Yeah, you're welcome, Farazzi. We took a long roll. Yeah, like and there's some defenses I'm just more knowledgeable about. Like I don't know every player. Like I don't even know who Bland is. Is that a safety? The Niners have the best. They probably have the best D line in the playoffs left. But again, like their corners are just a little like one of their guys is fine, Ward, and the bit of a wild card about the Bills too is Trey White is I think getting healthier now, where he was actually like closing space with like Waddle, which is very impressive because remember Trey White tore his ACL. He used to be a top 5 corner in the NFL before he tore his ACL, and then they lost Micah Hyde. And so if Trey White's back, that's pretty big because and like fully back because we've seen the Bills do different things with Trey White against the Dolphins in one of the games. Trey White marked up on Waddle and they bracketed Tyreek. Against the Bengals before that game ended, Trey White was on Chase. And I assume they did some sort of like rolling coverage on Higgins. But then the Bills lost a lot of people who got back. So I don't know, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'll be, definitely going to be firing off-season streams. Going to, for sure, have a video up reviewing my winning 555 and my winning 2K team yeah, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll answer any questions before we get out of here. I have some good. I'll pull up the FFPC contest before we go, maybe, because I got a good team in the FFPC, or a couple good teams. Basically, my best shot, I think, now is McKinnon. Did 25 teams, and I got 3 in the top 50-ish. Are you talking about for the current, like the contest they have open now that you can play, which I don't think I'm going to do those ones, or for the one that already closed? Or are you talking about best ball? Like I don't know if you're asking about your bags, about players you already have, or if you're asking about like strategy to do right now. Just pull up the leaderboard. My top team is a big bummer because it took a let's come on now. How do we do this? It got a okay, well, it won't show you anymore the scores, but it got 1 point from the Seattle defense and 0 from Tampa's kicker. So this team is dead to win. It is blocked, which really you need a lot. I only did teams in the $200. I had 2 site credits in the 35 where I just duped 2 teams. Funny enough, I duped my 2 best teams. So maybe we could win that one too. But my best chance at winning, this one is blocked for sure, which has oh no, I entered 2 of the exact same team. One had Kelsey, one had McKinnon. And the one with Kelsey, of course, cannot win. It's blocked by better teams, which this contest is really top heavy. It's 500K to first. Second is 100K. Third place is a set of steak knives. But this team is probably from what I can tell, it's the best team if the Super Bowl is, and the optimal players are Allen, McCaffrey, AJ Brown, Chase, Schultz, Barkley, Kirk, and then the big one is McKinnon. Where the players I have left are McKinnon. It's annoying that this repeatedly closes. The players I have left are McKinnon, Kirk, Barkley, Schultz, Chase, AJ Brown, CMC, and Josh Allen, which is all very chalk except for McKinnon. And Kirk is Schultz is not chalk, but like there's just better teams than me that have Allen and Schultz. So obviously need Schultz to continue. Need all the guys, and then basically what I need McKinnon to outscore Kelsey by like 20 or so. So the most ideal outcome is like McKinnon scores 30 in a loss, and Kelsey scores 10. Or maybe I only need to outscore by 20 or something. Because the team that is blocking most of my teams are Josh Allen. I do have a Hurts team or so. And if you're in this contest, guys, look at PMR, because if they don't have 480, they're not alive. But this is this Bar G9 team, which has Allen, Barkley, Eckler, Kirk, AJ Brown, Kelsey, McCaffrey, DK Metcalf, Schultz, Chase. This team blocks me for every roster spot, except I have McKinnon versus his Kelsey, and he has essentially 223 points versus my 204. So I need McKinnon to outscore Kelsey by 20, which if the Chiefs win is easier to do. If McKinnon has like McKinnon scores 20, McKinnon scores 20, Kelsey scores 10 in each or something. It is tight end premium, so not that easy to do, but that's my best chance. Anyways, guys, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Helps me out. We're trying to get 5,000 subscribers. I think I'm at 1350. So we're on the road to 5K. Jump on. This rocket ship is taking off. Hope you enjoyed my playoff bracket and such, and enjoy the rest of y'all's nights. Thanks, Preston. Good night, guys. Peace out.